everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all types of topics related to narcissism. So if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I would really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up. It's a free way you can help me out. And definitely don't forget to leave a comment because I like to read what you have to say. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about some common things that narcissists say and what the narcissist really means when they say it. So I've chosen 5 things that your narcissist may have said to you. So the first one I'm going to talk about is a narcissist might say to you, "You're too sensitive," or a variant of that is, "I was just joking." A narcissist says this to escape accountability. It makes you doubt yourself. Am I too sensitive? Geez, maybe I am too sensitive. And if you're like me and you grew up in a narcissistic home, you may have heard this growing up as well. That was the case with me. My mother would always say that to me. "Sharon, you're so sensitive. Why are you so sensitive? Geez, you need to lighten up. Can't take a joke." So then when my ex started saying it to me, I really thought, am I too sensitive? Maybe I do need to lighten up. The reality is that you are not too sensitive. You're with somebody who is disordered, and they're not going to take responsibility for the things that they have said. They are deliberately trying to hurt you. Like a lot of you, I didn't know what narcissism was. I had no idea until a few years ago. So for the entirety of my life, prior to the last few years, I would hear things like this and believe it because I didn't know. I had no idea. Now that I know, I see things in a different light. The reality is that any relationship that you're in, you want and deserve to be treated with respect. When you react to being belittled, criticized, or attacked, and a narcissist says you're too sensitive or they're just joking, they are purposely trying to discredit your feelings. It's a form of gaslighting. It's meant to discredit you and dismiss your feelings. Abusive people are trying to sidestep accountability and undermine your sense of reality so you'll doubt yourself and not call out their abuse. Everything that a narcissist does is intentional. They always know what they're doing. They're trying to make you clueless. You fall into this trap of, "Oh, geez, I don't want to upset them. Maybe I am too sensitive. Gosh, why can't I take a joke about myself?" This is all deliberately done. The second one is you might hear your narcissist tell you you're crazy. This is extremely common. Narcissists say it because it's painful and it immediately puts you on the defensive. You don't realize the person is saying this to hurt you and that they're really telling on themselves. Someone's crazy in the relationship, but it isn't you. I remember the first time my ex ever said this to me. I was holding our infant daughter and he came home from work, and I wish I could remember what had happened that made him say it. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but I do remember I was holding our daughter and he said to me, "You're crazy. You know, when I come home from work, I can see the look in her eyes. It's such relief. She's saying to me, 'Oh, Daddy, thank you so much for coming home and saving me from this crazy person. I hate being around her. I'm trapped all day with her.'" I was so gutted when he said this. Here I am holding my daughter. I'm so in love with my daughter. I do everything for my daughter. And then my own husband comes home and tells me I'm crazy and that my daughter hates me. It's ridiculous now. Like when I think about it now, it's so ridiculous. But the important thing to realize, when this was happening to me and if it's happening to you, when you believe that they're telling you something they really feel, it really hurts. I mean, this was my husband. The reality is that they're telling on themselves. The reality is that narcissists are the ones who are extremely unwell. A relationship with a disordered person can never work. So there's always going to be cracks and issues. And a narcissist is never going to blame themselves. That's what you're there for. So they will say the most painful things to you. They will spew the most vile lies. Be warned though, narcissists are also very likely telling other people that you're crazy too. Narcissists are very fragile people. What you see on the outside isn't who they really are. It's a mask. It's pretend. So on the outside, they might look tough or secure. Inside, a narcissist is like a marshmallow. They're like a gummy bear. They're nothing. There's no substance to them. So they have to build up a fake reality around themselves. They need you to be the enemy. They don't really care about you. At the beginning of the relationship, they're using you to get you to take care of them. but they don't have any respect for you. So they want other people to feel negatively about you as well, because they're always afraid the relationship's going to end. And if a narcissist doesn't have another source of supply, they're never going to leave the relationship. But they are aware that you might leave the relationship, so they have to build up support for themselves. So they paint you in the worst possible light. It's crazy. I mean, when you think about it, here you are in a relationship with somebody. Typically, if you are a decent person, if you're a real person, if you really love the person, if you care about the person, you want the best for them. A narcissist doesn't feel that way about you. So they'll tell you that you're crazy. They'll tell other people that you're crazy too. So you don't know it, but people that are in the narcissist orbit all think you're crazy, because the narcissist will tell them all types of stories about you, and you don't know it. You can't defend yourself, and they know how to push buttons. They know how to get you to react. So if you react at all to anything a narcissist says and someone else sees it, it's just going to validate what the narcissist has said about you in the first place. So if a narcissist tells you you're crazy, they're telling on themselves. Third one, I'm sorry you feel that way. This is a narcissist pretending to be apologizing, but actually admiring themselves for their sly use of words. Stupid idiot. I'm not really apologizing, but they're so dumb they think that I am. A narcissist is gaslighting you. They're not apologizing. Essentially, a narcissist is telling you you're an idiot to feel that way. Actually, you're an idiot in general. Narcissists do not attend to anyone else's feelings, and they are loath to admit a fault. Only you have faults, and you have plenty of them. If a narcissist feels cornered, they will phrase an apology in a way where they feel superior to you. So this faux apology avoids responsibility, downplays what was done, invalidates you, and then lets the narcissist move on from whatever upset you, because certainly a narcissist doesn't care. Besides, I'm sorry you feel that way, you might hear, I was just kidding. I was just trying to help. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. And I'd never hurt you. Remember, expressing empathy and remorse doesn't happen if the person you are with is a narcissist. Think about a genuine apology. Think about how you would apologize to somebody if you did something wrong. So say I borrowed a book from you and then I lost it. I wouldn't say to you, well, I'm sorry you feel that way that I lost the book. I would say, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm going to go and buy you a new one. I just ordered one on Amazon. I'm going to replace that. I do apologize. Or say I was at your house and I broke something. I wouldn't say to you, well, I don't know why you're upset about that. It's just a stupid knickknack. It would be, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'd like to replace that for you, or let me help you pick it up, or whatever. You would really apologize. It would be genuine. You wouldn't be kind of blaming the other person for being upset about something you did, but that's exactly the type of thing that a narcissist does. Now, the fourth one I'm going to mention is, if a narcissist might say this to you. My ex has said this to me, or he used to say this to me at the beginning of our relationship. You're out of my league. Pay attention to something like this being said. If a narcissist says this, what they're doing, now they don't really believe it, but there's a part of them that knows it's true. What they're trying to do is they're seeking validation. They want you to say, that's ridiculous. Of course that's not true. And you probably will say that. Who would say, yeah, that's sure true, isn't it? A narcissist also might say something like, you deserve better. So these are things that seem almost kind, but in reality, truly, these are things to pay attention to. It's about as honest a statement as you will ever get from a narcissist. Would you ever say that to somebody? If you're in a relationship with somebody, I can't imagine saying to somebody, you really deserve better than me. Why would you say that? If you're in a relationship with someone, you don't want to put yourself down. You want to be a good person. You want this person to be able to count on you. You want to be a positive factor in the person's life. You wouldn't say, you really can do better than me, or, you're way out of my league. Who would say that? But a narcissist does say that sometimes. They're fishing for you to tell them that it's not true. They want you to say, oh no, you're perfect, you're amazing, whatever. Now they can treat you however they want. It's a test. If you stay, they own you. If someone says that to you, at the very least, think twice. It is not a compliment. My ex used to say that often at the beginning of the relationship during the love bomb stage. Soon enough, I never heard it again. It was full steam ahead with the abuse. You have now, they've told you something, and you have validated that it's not true. So now to the narcissist, yeah, you know what, that is true. I'm not too good for you. I mean, you're not too good for me. I'm too good for you. This is how a narcissist really thinks. It's, when you really think about it, if you try to get into the narcissist's brain, it's almost like this swamp of deceit. They're just lies and manipulation all over the place. Every single thing that a narcissist says is a lie. They tell you this, you're out of my league, you're too good for me. Truly, this is one of the truest things you will ever hear a narcissist say. Someone says that to you, it's not normal to say that in a relationship. Please think twice. And the last one I'm going to talk about is no one likes you. I saved this one for last because this was used on me for years, and it destroyed my self-esteem. It gutted me. I didn't know, like I said earlier, I didn't know what narcissism was until a few years ago. So I had no idea that when my husband, who I trusted, told me this, I didn't know he was lying. I believed him. So this is really painful for me because this changed my life. There was a time during my marriage when I truly had no friends. I was completely isolated. I was vulnerable to my ex. Now I know that this is fairly common. It's a way to control you. And if a narcissist convinces you of this, it works. You're only theirs. There's no one who will tell you your relationship is off. No one to take you away from the narcissist. You have no support, no life. You're on this island with only the narcissist. The more the narcissist takes from you, the more they can control you. I was so hurt and confused. I didn't know what had happened because this wasn't how my life was like before I was with my ex. All I had was my friends because I didn't have a family. I told you my family is narcissistic too. So all I had was my friends. So I didn't have family support anyways. And the reality is if I was close to my family, my ex would have tried to take me away from them as well. My ex could not stand me having anybody outside the house as support. Nobody. It could only be him. So anytime my ex saw me around other people, so whether it was school events, karate class, etc., he would comment that, oh, look at how so-and-so is looking at you. I can tell they don't like you. Did you see that? Oh my, look at that. Well, I don't know what you did to them, but they sure don't like you. Now, he even did that about people he never met. I started homeschooling my kids when my daughter was in 3rd grade, and so I was going to this co-op, and my ex never met the people at the co-op. So I remember I was telling him something about somebody at the co-op, and he actually said to me, oh, geez, I can tell just by what you're telling me that this person doesn't like you. She sure is a friend of me. I wouldn't go too near her. I can tell. Oh, geez. He would say these things to me. So this is how they can worm their way right into your brain. He never met this woman, but he convinced me that this woman didn't like me. Even to this day, there's a part of me that feels resistant to this woman. Now, I don't see her anymore, so it's fine. But when I think about it, that runs deep. These things have real, lasting impact on you. So if a narcissist tells you that other people don't like you, do not believe them. Everything that a narcissist says is meant to hurt you, to confuse you, to ruin you, and to keep you completely dependent on the narcissist. The reality about a narcissist is that they are predators, and they begin the relationship searching for prey. They're searching for somebody who's caring and shows passion for the ones that they love. But they also look for people that have vulnerabilities, somebody who has low self-confidence, low self-esteem, people that will look for the good in everybody, because the narcissist needs somebody like that. Because somebody, Joe and I were talking about this in the last video a little bit. If somebody has solid self-esteem, if you are really a confident person, if you know your own value, you would never be in a relationship with a narcissist because you would see right through them. The first time they abused you, it's painful. It's so painful for me today. The first time he gave me a silent treatment, the first time he ignored me and was rude to me and belittled me, I should have been out of there. There were red flags for the huge majority of us. There are so many red flags, and in retrospect, we see them all. At the beginning of the relationship, though, when we were in our, we didn't have that self-esteem that we needed, and we thought that this person was this great guy or this great girl, we would ignore red flags. Oh, I'm sure they didn't mean it that way. I must have just seen that. Maybe I am too sensitive. Always trust yourself, because if you're in a relationship with a narcissist or other toxic person, things will only get worse. The only way to escape a narcissist's cruelty is to run for the hills. They keep their victims in a constant state of stress, and they know exactly when they dig the knife in deeper. You will end up with severe PTSD. You will end up a broken person. Now, you can recover, but oh my gosh, that's a process. Right now, I'm dealing with my daughter. My daughter is 18. She just turned 18, and she came to me about a week ago and told me. Now, I knew she was suffering from PTSD before, but she said to me, Mom, can I talk to you for a minute? So I was talking to her, and she's like, my PTSD is really getting bad. Now, the reason it's getting bad is because she knows that I'm going to be getting the divorce. And so she is terrified of what her father's going to do. She has PTSD for various reasons. When the police woke us up in the middle of the night, that scarred her. It really did. We have a lot of windows in the back of our house, and so we were asleep, and then the doorbell's ringing, and someone's knocking on the door. Please, please. It was terrifying. So the window, her bedroom's in the back of the house. All you could see was lights flashing, because we had ambulance, fire truck, police cars, all right outside of the house. So we didn't know this was going on until everybody was already here. My daughter was terrified. She was in her bed, afraid to get out of the bed. She was texting me from her room. She was afraid to leave her bed. It was horrifying for her. And Joe had said something to me the other day, and it really struck me because I hadn't thought about this before. He said, geez, he never actually said anything to the kids afterwards, did he? He never said, I was really messed up, or I'm sorry, or that's not going to happen again. I'm working on myself. And nothing to soften the blow. It was just, I'm crazy. This is how I am, and I don't care about you. That essentially is what happened. So my daughter is trying to deal with this, and it's terrible. Not to mention you having PTSD. Your whole family is going to be traumatized by this one toxic, sick individual. So if you see any of these warning signs, it benefits you tremendously to take action right from the beginning. Because if you're really with a good person, a good man, a good woman, they're not going to do this to you. And if you are wrong, say you thought you were with a narcissist and you weren't, you would know this. They would lovingly talk to you. They wouldn't just ignore you or belittle you or make you feel bad about yourself. That's what a narcissist does. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really am so grateful. I tell people this every video. I tell people this in the comments. And, there's only so much I can do when I'm not with you. But when I say that, I really mean it. I'm so grateful for everybody who supports this channel. It really means so much to me. So thank you, truly. I hope everybody is having a great week. I will see you in Friday's video. I'm actually meeting with my lawyer later on today at 1 o'clock, so I'll be talking about that on Friday's video. I'm so grateful for the support. God bless all of you. Have a great day.